You're watching our special live broadcast from Chennai, again on a political razor's edge now for the fourth night in a row with no clarity on how the fluid political situation is going to play out. The news from Raj Bhavan is, and this is breaking news, that actually there will be no press release tonight. In other words, the governor will not announce what he's decided till tomorrow, perhaps later, we don't know. But no press release tonight. That's significant. This on a day when Sasikala went and met the governor and staked claim. Those images are now coming up on the screen. Look at those images carefully because significantly, sitting with her is TTV Dinakaran, her nephew. So it's not just Sasikala along with some of her senior party colleagues. He, of course, is in the Rajya Sabha. But surprising that a family member, a member of the same family that Jayalalitha said should keep an arm's length, is very much there with her. Shortly before she met the governor, she made a symbolic gesture by placing the list of MLAs she claims supports her at the Jayalalitha memorial. So offering that list, as it were, to Amma, to the presiding deity of the AIADMK, before taking it to the governor. It was a day of that kind of political symbolism. It's a time of that kind of political symbolism. This is also just shortly after Mr. Panneerselvam. He also went and met the governor. In fact, the governor made an interesting political play. He first called Mr. Panneerselvam, and then about 2.5 hours later, he called Sasikala, and he insisted that both of them come just with delegations of 10 each, not just with all the MLAs. And after that meeting, Mr. Panneerselvam said that the truth will triumph. Let's listen.
உறுதியாக நல்லது நடக்கும். தர்மம் தன் வாழ்வதை சூதுக்கவும் மீண்டும் உறுதியாக தர்மமே வெல்லும்.
So Mr. Panneerselvam saying the truth will prevail, but frankly, if one wants to look at the hard facts, what a senior minister who was part of that delegation told me is that Mr. Panneerselvam presented a petition with a number of demands to the governor, with a number of assertions by him, presumably raising the point that while he may not have the MLA signatures, that's because the MLAs have been coerced by the other side, that presumably he was coerced into giving up his chief ministership. That's why he sent his resignation, and that he wants to remain very much in the mix. The governor is believed to have told him that he will go by the letter of the law. Now, all of this boils down, as I said, to the question of who controls the MLAs, and that also raises the larger question of where the MLAs are. Now, the AIADMK has been telling everyone that the MLAs are available widely and they can be accessed, and in fact, they're even at the MLA hostel. The Tamil Nadu government actually went to court saying that, but we went to the hostel and found 0 MLAs present. Instead, we traced them to a rather luxurious resort on the outskirts of Chennai. Here's our report. Far away from the political heat of Chennai, AIADMK MLAs spent the day here at a beachside resort an hour outside the city.
Yesterday, when we spoke to policemen stationed here, they confirmed that the MLAs were put up here, and some of them even were in luxury hotels in the heart of the city. We also hear that cell phones have been confiscated from the MLAs here.
The media are not allowed inside, but from the resort's website, its many attractions on display. Pools, jet skis, a massage room, and even a floating restaurant. This led predictably to accusations that the MLAs had been kidnapped by Sasikala.
The MLAs are all kidnapped by them, and they have taken over somewhere without knowing. Others should not know it. Yes. For that purpose, they have taken. Some of them are, we know. They are kidnapped. They are not taken. Yeah. They are actually kidnapped.
The AIADMK denied this.
There's no captivity. Listen, this captivity theory has to cease.
It's very luxurious captivity. How long will they remain there till such time as the governor calls them?
At least 10 of them have come, given media interfaces, and you guys have recorded that. I mean, it doesn't happen that just because some of them choose to stay together in a resort where they reinforce one another and not become a prey to the hunters.
Tamil Nadu government lawyers even told the court that the MLAs are at a government hostel. So we are here at the MLAs hostel in Chennai, and this is where the AIADMK claims to have kept its MLAs. They said you can walk in here and meet all the MLAs, but the guard here has told us that there are in fact no MLAs here at all. Inge ena sir yarana MLAs irkala? Yaru illaya? One MLA kuda illa. Okay, eppona vandala inge? Vandala illa varave illaya? Okay. So he's saying that there are absolutely no MLAs here. They've been taken away and kept wherever, some in hotels and so on. But it does contradict the suggestion that the MLAs have not been sequestered, that there's somehow open access to them. As you can clearly see, the one place where they should have been, the MLA hostel, they're missing in action. Online, though, an attempt to seek answers from Tamil Nadu's missing MLAs.
On social media have been pulled out of
An effort started by this man who works for the AIADMK and has now crossed sides to OPS. I want you to show me some of the stuff that you've been tweeting about trying to build up support for OPS, and one of them is this list of MLAs where you're basically asking people to call their MLAs, to call these ADMK MLAs and voice their protest. This is a tweet from Hari which says, if you feel that the decision taken by OPS is right, take a minute, call or text your MLA.
There were many common people who were making the call to their respective MLAs.
Right.
So since we are in a democracy, it's like you can make a call to the MLAs and you can express your views.
Right.
So some quoted like they were getting the positive response and they were able to speak with even the ministers also. So it's like indirectly we are gaining the support towards the Chief Minister OPS, Panneerselvam.
That list of MLAs and their phone numbers tweeted by the actor Arvind Swamy with a more neutral message. The people are calling, though not always with successful results.
Yesterday I saw a tweet by Dinesh who got trolled because he called up a Sriperumbudur MLA and he was actually, they kind of, you can see the tweet here.
Okay. So he's just a guy on Twitter.
Yeah, he's on Twitter who
okay.
Actually, he called up the Sriperumbudur MLA, but they kind of he kind of ruffled them, asked them to vote for OPS,
right.
And I didn't think I think he had a very bad experience. He tried a whole bunch of those numbers from a landline. You know one thing, all the numbers are switched off or diverted, or there is congestion in STD.
Okay. With Sonal Matharu and Xavier Thomas, Srinivasan Jain in Chennai for NDTV. All right, so Tamil Nadu poised once again on a razor's edge. Joining me on what unfolds next and how it should unfold, Soli Sorabji, one of the country's leading legal minds, joining me. Thank you very much, sir, for being on the show tonight. Also, Apsara Reddy of the AIADMK. Joining me on the phone line is Mr. Dr. V. Maitriyan, Rajya Sabha MP of the Panneerselvam faction of the AIADMK. All of you on the show tonight. If I can begin by asking you, Dr. Maitriyan, now, you went and you met the governor. Sasikala says clearly she staked claim. Have you also staked claim?
I object to your addressing the other person on the show as belonging to AIADMK, because we are the AIADMK.
Okay.
I want to correct it first, number one. Because the president chairman and the treasurer of the party are on the same page. The third important person, General Secretary Amma, is no more. So we are the AIADMK, number one. And number two, we
But Sasikala is the General Secretary, is she not?
Hello? Hello?
Is Sasikala not the General Secretary? Hello, Dr. Maitriyan?
No, she has been declared as the interim General Secretary. Interim General Secretary does not have the power and authority of a full-fledged regular General Secretary. Whereas the President, Chairman and Treasurer are permanent people.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we met the governor.
We'll come to that in a second.
The representation.
Yes, go ahead.
We gave the representation.
Okay. And
the governor will consult the legal experts and he will take a call sooner than later.
No, but what is your representation ask for? Surely the people of Tamil Nadu have the right to know what are you representing here?
Ever since our Chief Minister Panneerselvam made that historic statement that his resignation was got under duress. And it also, there is a testimony that one of the MLAs, a former minister, how he was also taken for a ride and taken in a luxury bus along with the other MLAs, and they were supposed to be taken to some hidden destinations. But before that, he escaped from there and came to our side, and he met the. He also met the governor. He gave his representation. So all these things the governor will verify. So naturally, number one, that many of the MLAs are kept under, they are in captive imprisonment and in some unknown destination.
All this you told the governor.
The signatures in the petitions submitted by Mr. Sasikala, many are probably some forged also. All these things the governor will have to verify. So he will need a lot of opinion, legal advice and all these things. So he will go to it. Yeah.
Now, has Mr. Panneerselvam withdrawn his resignation?
See, it is not our choice alone. The governor has to take the call. For that, he needs legal advice, legal opinion. So,
no, but has Mr. Panneerselvam withdrawn it though? No, but Mr. Panneerselvam has the choice to withdraw.
We have given the present position and explained to the governor.
Okay.
See, otherwise, why will the governor see a chief minister who has resigned? The very fact, see, the resignation
so you're interpreting
the governor is meeting him.
Okay, you're interpreting the fact that he's even meeting Mr. Panneerselvam and he in fact met him first as a sign that he still considers him the chief minister. Apsara Reddy, can I take that to you? Firstly, Dr. Maitriyan is saying that you're not even AIADMK. He is AIADMK.
Okay, Srinivasan, I'll carry on.
First and foremostly, it was I was invited by Madam Jayalalitha, Puruchi Talavi Jayalalitha Madam, to Arakonam to join the party in full public view. I'm the first transgender woman to have received the card from her hand in full public view among lakhs of people, well covered by the media. So Mr. Maitriyan should get his facts right. And second of all, Mr. Panneerselvam brought on the situation. He actually fell on Madam Sasikala's feet, took her blessings, mooted her name as the General Secretary first, then as the Chief Minister, was part of every meeting and every democratic norm was formed. And suddenly he does a volte-face because he has a metaphysical conversation with Amma's Atma, which I find a big farce. He's just wanting to have an easy shot at the Chief Minister's chair. And all those people surrounding him are people who are disgruntled because they never got any position or power because Amma never
but if you look at
recognized them after 2016, Mr. P.H. Pandyan or the rest of them.
Apsara, apart from
I'd like to also point out that Mr. Panneerselvam, why was he caught napping for so long?
Let me ask you a brief question. Okay, those are now actually outdated questions, Apsara, because the fact is that the governor has called him first. He did meet him first. And he did, apparently, according to Dr. Maitriyan, they presented all this evidence claiming that the majority, it all comes down to the MLAs. They claim that the MLAs have been coerced into signing those letters and they are actually holding them hostage. And in fact, I have to say that we did go to the MLA hostel and contrary to the Tamil Nadu government's claim in court, there was not a single MLA there.
Srini, to answer your question, first of all, the MLAs can choose to be wherever they want to hold meetings. We can't hold people's representatives hostage. If we do hold them hostage, it's the biggest embarrassment for us. It will come out tomorrow. If they voluntarily decide to meet somewhere and discuss it, it's their prerogative. Lots of MLAs and ministers and MPs came out and spoke to channels today. And I was at that legislature party meeting where Chinnamma went, and all the MLAs signed papers, and it was in full media view. Nobody was forced or coerced or nobody is being held hostage. How can we hold MLAs hostage?
It was not It was not in full media view. We were not allowed inside that meeting because I was there myself. We weren't allowed to actually enter
inside that room where they were signing. There were cameras. There were cameras.
We were
Maybe your channel didn't capture it.
Well,
but when I was there in that legislature party, there were a couple of cameras in there. Cameras were there.
Those were JJTV. Apsara, I just want to tell you, because this may also be news information that valuable to you. Those were JJTV cameras. Only JJTV is allowed into these gatherings.